Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say my game's a bit laggy, so this video might be a bit ruined. I just wanted to say before I start the video, this is for beginners, so it's going to be like the most basic piece control tips that I can give, like the most simple piece control. And once again, it's aimed for beginners, so I don't want to see any hate, guys. I don't want to see people saying, "Oh, yo, you're so trash, man. Everybody already knows this. Everybody already knows how to do that," right? So once again, this is for beginners, but please be respectful in the comments, guys. Alright, so the first things I want to show you guys was this one. So say your opponent's in front of you. What I like to do is this, right? So say you come up like this. This 1, 2, 3. See, like this type of stuff, you know? Like, that's like the most basic one. It's like coming from the side. So up, and then the first thing I do when I make this edit here is go for a cone. That's the first one, top cone, because if your opponent's standing here, they'll try and jump up, you know. So that's why I always go for the top cone. And if they haven't placed anything in the box, I go for a second cone and there goes that. Now I'll go back onto that and I'll roll some clips for you guys so you can see me do it in game, because this right here was really trash what I just did. It was like this is not how you should do it in a game. This is just, I was trying to explain it, but I'll roll some clips right now of me doing it in game. But something else that I wanted to show, which is kind of the same thing but more advanced, is the ramp piece control. So let's say your opponent's like over there, right, and they're ramping up to you. You both ramp up. Let's say maybe you've ramped your opponent, so your opponent went from being here, but he ramped up and ended up behind your wall, for example, like something like that. So your opponent's here, right? So you've ramped him. What you could do is, like, there's obviously the classic box like this, right? That's the most obvious one, and then you would just edit on them, you know. But what I like to do is this one. I've seen a lot of pros doing this one. It's like, instead of doing anything here, first of all, you straight away get out of here, just so that, like, you know, he can't cone you. So you get out of here like this, and then you just edit like this. Hold your walls straight and then turn to the right, so like this, straight to the right, and you have a floor, and then you've got a window peak and you can just 200 pump, or, you know. So that's the thing. I'll try and do it again for you guys first. So it's basically like a double ramp, and I'll show you something in a second. So yeah, so you want to just sort of come up. You can do it like that as well, or you can like do it on the left or right side. Yeah, you can do it like that, like this. Yeah, okay, I've got pre-edits on, but same thing. But that was bad. So for this, I'd recommend to play creative. And the reason why I say play creative is because if you're practicing this kind of piece control in game, you might find it a bit difficult because you're going to get pre-fired, or you might choke it. But yeah, Raiders piece control maps are probably the best. That's where I learned how to do all my like peaks, and because you have so many different scenarios. Okay guys, so another piece control that I love is, let's say you're here, right? You're here, up. So let's say I've got something like this. A lot of people, they might try and edit like this, right? Do this kind of stuff. Well, what I like to do, instead of having it like this, and I don't see many people do this, and this is really basic, but once again, it's for beginners, right? So I sit from here, so from the left, and I've got a nice peak on my opponents. You can do it like this. This is kind of bad actually, because you can't really grab the tiles as much. So when I work people from boxes, I like to be in the middle, and then I'll have full access, you know. and your opponent's panicking during this. But this is one that I don't see many people doing. This, my friends used to joke because like this was like one of the most common things I used to do. When I'd have someone full box, that would always work. And if they try and take the thing, I would instantly take it back, and you know, you can manipulate everything. So yeah, I mean it's really basic, but I just don't see people doing it. Yeah, I haven't really warmed up, you know. I just, that was a bit better, but the idea is like it's one of those things that you don't really you don't plan it, you know. That's why it's like when I'm doing it in creative right now, I'm kind of like messing about, because it's like when you're build finding someone, you know, you just like in creative, for example, you're build finding someone. It's kind of one of those natural scenarios that will happen. So like at one point you'll both be like ramping next to each other, you know, and then that happens quite often, more often than you expect. You see, like the more I practice, the more it gets better, because I haven't really warmed up. Yeah. So the other one I was showing at the start is like, let's say you're like this, right? It's the same thing, but without the ramp. It's the same concept. And you always want to go for the cone. So one more time. And once again, you can put a cone at the bottom as well. This is like the most basic piece control. I'll show it one last time. You can do it from this side. Of course, it works as well if you don't pokeball yourself. But this is kind of like, I prefer doing it from the right side, having the right hand peak. Anyway, like I said, this is just super basic stuff, guys. I hope this helps you guys if you're a beginner and you're finding piece control difficult. And like I said, if you want to practice, make sure to try Raider's piece control maps. That's like probably the best ways to learn this fast. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you support the channel, and let's go. See you guys in the next vid.